All right,
my delivery's coming tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Pardon me, I have a visitor here. This is my our new kitten.
Mascot.
Yes, actually, I can't believe I still can't believe that the wife and daughter let me keep the name that I suggested. I was kind of kidding around, but I suggested Script. Yeah, as in,
I like it.
Script Kitty.
Yeah.
So, and somehow it stuck. So yeah, he's a mascot and sidekick. So
Nice.
I tried to name my dog Coder.
That's cool.
Didn't fly though, huh?
No.
I'm really shocked that they let me keep that name. So I think part of it was it's like we've suddenly accumulated like all kinds of pets because I used to tell my wife that when the pets that we had that I had sort of they weren't my choice. I hadn't chosen these pets that we had like even before I met my wife. They were sort of like my sister moved and her cat needed a place, and so I ended up with them, and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and had that cat for years, and so after the pets were gone, I was like, all right, that's enough. I'm not gonna do any more. But then we talked ourselves into, what was it? We slowly progressed, and then we ended up with a dog and another cat, and all this stuff. So it's like this getting to name this one was a little bit of a concession, I guess. So. So, but yeah, I appreciate you hopping on tonight. And for people who might be watching online or something like that, you can join in the stream here and chat with us and be part of this by following the link to the meetup.com site. Once you register there, you can click the link to hop into this Teams meeting. And hey, Nathan, how you doing?
Hey, all right, how's it going?
Great to see you. So yeah, we were just sort of introducing each other and introducing the show and all that stuff. Show, whatever you do.
Show.
Yeah. For folks who haven't been following what we've been doing, it's been going on for an awful long time now, maybe too long, but it's a social distancing concession. Speaking of concessions, but something we started doing just on weeknights to make up for the fact that users groups and stuff like that were getting canceled all over the place, and it was only supposed to last 2 weeks, but here we are, and I actually got the news today that they're expecting a deeper spike than we've gotten yet. So it's a little concerning as far as that goes, but we'll see how that goes. I guess I don't feel too bad about the fact that Granite State Code Camp had to be entirely online, and we're still communicating, keeping in touch, and whatever it takes. But it's one of those things. So I am very glad that you guys are here. I got a message from Marie that she says she probably won't be able to make it, but she says hi. So so how's everybody doing tonight?
Glad it's Friday.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not snowing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day today too. Actually took a nice walk and enjoyed the warmth. Didn't have to have a jacket, So, hey, Karen.
I think the weekend's going to be really nice too. Like, I got outside for like 5 minutes before another stupid meeting came up. But
Yeah. So it was definitely, actually it's looking like it'll be a good day to take care of the leaves and stuff like that this weekend, and got a little bit of housework to take care of, but that's minor thing comparatively. Got a new leaf blower to use, so yeah.
So is it Granite State Code Camp logoed?
Oh, I didn't even think of that, but you know what?
We can make that happen.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I realized that I still have a roll of these from like last year, so it's a nice big old roll of them. But
Nice.
Cool. Let's set this down for a minute.
Hi. How you doing, Karen?
I'm good.
I was messing around with the printer. I don't know if you can see any of this, but
Ooh, yeah, looks like the printer tried to eat some of it.
oh,
Looks good though.
Oh, nice.
Awesome stuff. Those are great stickers too. Thank you, Bob, for making those for us. Yeah. So we're all still geeking out for Granite State Code Camp and stuff like that. I'm hoping that we get a good bunch of speakers coming, and I'm also hoping that we're getting the audio on the live streams here. I don't know for sure that we are, because I thought, oh, Karen got her hoodie.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yes. And it's 70 degrees.
Yeah, just in time. Well, hey, we have had snow, but yeah, basically, we've got this particular Teams tenant now set with as of now, about 250 guests in it, all specifically for Granite State Code Camp, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got 55 different presentations all lined up for the day, and I can't remember whether it's 8 or 9 tracks. We've got 3 vendors, 3 partner vendors that are really helping us out with making the event happen. That's Pulsar Security and Insight Digital Innovation, which is my company, and the Atom Group out of Portsmouth. It's really awesome to have the local company connection, especially Pulsar Security out of Londonderry and the Atom Group out of Portsmouth. My company is, we're national, but we're out of Phoenix, Arizona. So I guess I'm the local connection for them, but there's a couple of us kicking around up here in New Hampshire, but most of us are down in Watertown, Massachusetts, but or thereabouts. That's our regional headquarters. So, but so it's really going to be a great great event. It's going to be a lot of fun. In fact, but it's already started. Bob, can you tell us about how the Capture the Flag stuff is going? The Capture the Flag challenges?
yeah, it's going pretty well. I think we have, other than hosts or whatever, we have 11 unique players on the leaderboard. Got a number of others that have signed in but not solved anything. So
a lot of lurkers.
Lurkers, yeah. I have a feeling they just popped in to look at it, But hopefully they come back and solve some stuff. I'd like to get, a few more people involved in getting points. So there's that one challenge. It's stumping everyone, and it's
Bob,
It's-
which challenge is the one that's stumping everybody?
Case of the Mondays.
Oh yeah, that one stumped me. I'm completely stumped on that one too. So
Yeah. It's one of those ones that I'll give you a hint. You're overthinking it, guaranteed.
I will definitely go back and take another look at it because that one has been bugging me for a while now. But yeah, that's a lot of really awesome challenges, and I think that's one of the interesting things about what we're doing with Code Camp this time around is that Code Camp is traditionally just a day. It's classically a Saturday. And our Code Camp, Granite State Code Camp, is November 14th, and everybody's kind of looking at November 14th as like the day that I get to participate in this. But because we've got the capture the flag already going, and we've got the community forums already set up, there's actually stuff that you can start playing with, activities to engage with already. And one of the, even if you don't get into engaging with the activities and that sort of thing, I do encourage people to at least take a crack at logging into the website and making sure that you can access the chats. Just, if you can get to the chats, you'll be great with everything else. And of course, let us know if you get any problems. There's still time to work through the, we're kind of working on an FAQ to figure out, if people run into problems, what are the common problems, and how do you take care of them. But yeah, that capture the flag is a lot of fun. Do you know? Actually, maybe what I'll do is bring up the leaderboard for it here real quick and show folks what this is looking like. So let me share my screen here, and here we get the website itself. I tweaked this. I don't know if anybody noticed it. Just a couple of minor tweaks based on what I was seeing people do when they were using it. Everybody wanted to go to this to go to the capture the flag site, so I flipped that around, and I'll go ahead and log in here. Whoops, I'm on the wrong account, so I need to. Yeah, I can use this. Okay, so now we can look at the leaderboard, and it looks like we got a tie for the lead so far, which is really cool. We'll probably, I'm kind of thinking that we might end up adding a few challenges, as the week progresses, and maybe even as the event day progresses. But
I'm trying to think of some more challenges that we can add day of. I've got one that I'm not sure. It would involve you downloading a virtual hard drive, which is only like 15 megabytes.
Okay.
It's not a full operating system, but I just don't know how well that would go over. People like having to mount a virtual hard drive to do a challenge.
Yeah.
That, so I haven't added it, but
yeah,
I want some opinions.
Yeah, that's right on the edge of being a little invasive. Now, maybe if we encourage some way to do that in some kind of sandbox, but
yeah, I tried to do it in Windows Sandbox. I was going to recommend, use Windows Sandbox and mount it, but the problem is I don't think that works because you have to enable Hyper-V or something, and then you have to reboot, right? And when you reboot Sandbox, you start over. So I don't think that's going to work. But
yeah,
if you have a VM, if you have a throwaway VM available, it would work. But I don't know how many people are going to have that.
Well, that might add a level of
It would definitely add a level.
Yeah. I mean, the really daring and bold or maybe brave people might just go ahead and mount the drive on their own machine. I mean, not that. I mean, that's the reason for wanting to have a virtual machine is that mounting a virtual disk is mildly risky to begin with, and unless we've got some serious safeguards in place, it could potentially get you know um, sketchy. But I mean, I don't expect that to be a problem, but it's not zero risk, so it's definitely something to think about. So, but
Yeah.
How many people run Docker images? I wonder. Like it's something that I do every once in a while, but
So did you do the Docker challenge yet?
actually, no, I haven't done that. I went in and I did a couple of them, but I haven't gotten to the Docker one.
So there's a Docker playground online. Like if you're not comfortable or you're not able to install Docker locally, you can do that whole challenge in the Docker playground right in your browser. So
Nice.
yeah.
gotcha. So we had one other little thing that I tweaked recently. I put the speaker image and name in these little place holders for all of our virtual venues. So just felt like it would be nice to have that in there. So, but just playing around with that, and I'm like, geez, wouldn't it be nice to format that so we could fit it and make that work? And feels like it kind of came together. So, but
that's a good looking page, Jim.
Yeah, I gotta say, when because I owe a lot to Roman Jakes for this. He built the bulk of the original site, and I've been taking and tweaking and even these little components here are something that he originally designed and built for the system. So all I did was just kind of reuse the stuff that he provided. Even the logo, the Granite State Code Camp logo, was something that he came up with. And so the event definitely owes him some serious credit for it. But between that and when we were starting to worry about the site having scalability issues, I plugged in we actually talked about it at Code Review a couple of weeks ago, how to cache the responses so that it would come up quicker. And that has actually been pretty cool to mess around with. I put an API management instance in front of the API services, and so we get a little bit of visibility on what's going on. Like kind of interesting to see here and there the activity. Like I find these things right here where the site where the system capacity goes up for some reason. I'm not sure what was going on in this time frame, but there was obviously some kind of additional activity somewhere somehow that is sapping a little bit of capacity. Interesting that there seem to be occasional gateway errors, but it's kind of cool to see it all laid out. This is just in the past day, so we get to see details like for the past 15 minutes. It's been pretty consistently busy at 20%. So, and then I'm not sure if this is actually down now or what the situation is. but I bet you that's going to keep going. So whatever that noise is, it strikes me as some kind of noise, like something's pointing at the system, and I'm not sure exactly what that would be, but you know, a good amount of activity on the site itself. The you know, positive responses, the 200s are pretty decent. You know, just in the past 15 minutes, we've had quite a bit of activity, and it's not all just me playing with the site, I don't think. So
I think if you go to like analytics, you might be able to see the geography on it.
yeah, actually, I don't remember if I put application. So
I think you don't even have to go to application insight. It's just one above it. And then just next to the timeline is geography.
Geography. Excuse me.
ah, interesting.
Well,
So it's by country at least, but most successful requests by far coming from the United States. Let's see if we can drill down. Is it going to let us drill down? No, it won't let us drill down. But
Well.
yeah.
Like North Dakota.
Yeah, I think they did it for country. So
Yeah, it's a pin in the middle of the county.
Interesting. We're getting quite a bit on the Echo API. So, well, no, we're not. It just shows up here. That's interesting. But that's awesome. I actually hadn't played with this part. This is actually the first time I've stood up an API management instance myself. I've used them on other projects where we had people who were more interested in the infrastructure of the system. You know, put up these instances, but the big reason for doing it was that that enabled us to cache the responses to the back-end services. And so I set up a policy that caches it for a couple of hours. And during that time frame, it's very nice and zippy. And if you happen to be the person who gets the unlucky hit that has to load it up, it takes about 2 or 3 times longer. But you know, it's not a major problem. For a while, the website was actually pinging Sessionize like 4 or 5 times per client load. So it was like really hitting Sessionize hard, and I was afraid that they were going to start throttling us. So this definitely makes it a whole lot nicer. But so we've been having fun, you know, like I say, with getting the site going and all that, and you know, Bob's done an amazing job with the capture the flag, and Joe had the awesome idea of bringing in the event store. You know, I gotta say this has been a lot of fun too, though. We've got so many logos in here. I was actually thinking that we probably ought to, you know, pare it back a little bit, because we literally got 2 pages worth of stuff to go through here. So, and you don't even see any of the CodeCamp logo stuff until page 2. So. But so I'll quit messing around with that here. But it's been a lot of fun as far as that goes. So I have to fess up a little bit about something else too. We had a really cool Friday night session last Friday, and it was a great conversation. We got to talk about all of our sessions and you know, all the cool stuff that we've got going on. And unfortunately, the audio didn't make it. So the whole thing streamed out to Facebook and LinkedIn with no audio. So,
Oh no.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I was noticing that there weren't too many people watching the streams, but yeah, that probably explains it. So
You can turn closed caption on.
Oh, actually, no, seriously, you can. I mean, hold on, let me do this. I'm gonna switch to turn this on for a second here, and you'll be able to see yourselves in just a second. So here's that, and then I'm gonna put together mode on here. So this is one of the other fun parts. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Oh no, yeah, together mode. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, it's like, I feel short. Help. High five. Like, right, bye, man.
There you go. Yeah. Hold on. Well, I'm losing my arm here.
Right. There's a lag. I think I just. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think I just slapped somebody.
Uh-oh. So what reminded me of this actually was you can turn on live captions, and if that works, it should start showing somewhere on the screen. Of course, I'm making my computer work pretty hard, streaming out to like a whole bunch of different places, but I did turn on the captions. Oh, it's thinking about it. Yeah, I'm making my computer work surprisingly hard, but okay, there it is. And it's usually pretty good about it. So you actually can do that, but anyway, that's just a fun little feature that can be amusing at times. So I'll let that roll for a little while here, but I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so that it doesn't sap my GPU too much here. So what I was kind of thinking that maybe we could do is I know we talked about it last week, but with the audio issue and all that, I'm hoping that we've got it in a little bit better shape this time around. Maybe you guys wouldn't mind telling another aspect of your presentation for Code Camp.
Sure.
Anybody in particular? Anybody want to lead off or?
Yeah, I'll go, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm talking about Azure Automation. So the Azure CLI, PowerShell, ARM templates. So obviously I'm going at a pretty high level if I'm talking about all those three things, but some interesting features of them that you may not have come across. Also researching the domain-specific language Bicep, so I can add a little bonus material in there. I know Dan is talking about Terraform, and Microsoft is coming out with their own kind of Azure-specific thing called Bicep, which is like a play on words for ARM templates, if you get it. So just getting started with automating Azure, so you don't have to click around and in the portal so much.
Very cool. So one thing that's interesting that I'm noticing while you're talking is that it's not reading what you're saying, the captions here. So it seems to only be getting what I'm saying. I'm curious about that. I wonder if that must be because I've got a couple of devices attached to the microphone. At least that's what I'm guessing as far as that goes. Maybe that's something I'll bring up at some point to folks that are paying attention to that kind of stuff. So
I wonder if you have to have it turned on your computer. Like, like, am I speaking now? Is it, I guess, does anybody see it? I guess not. No.
I just turned it on for me, and I'm getting a severe lag. I'm getting something Jim said a couple minutes ago coming through right now.
interesting. So I'm going to go back to gallery view here because I think that together mode is slowing my computer down quite a bit too. All right, now I'm sure that part of what I'm seeing is because of the lag of streaming not only video for all of you, but also out to 3 other targets. So that's an interesting experience. That'll be something that we'll have to play with. Something else I got to test too is the live meeting. I've never actually been in a Teams live meeting before, so we'll have to give that a shot because we're planning on using it for the bigger sessions, the end cap sessions at the event. So
Yeah, that actually reminds me of something really quick. Marie was asking if I could add myself as a moderator to a channel. Moderators, like if you enable moderating on a channel, then nobody can create a new post except a moderator.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if that's what we want.
I don't think that that's the same. We were talking about the same thing. So the idea of having moderators in CodeCamp is really going to be a manual moderator type role, where a person is just kind of keeping an eye on the conversation, making sure that people aren't getting too passionate about their political choices and stuff like that. So
she meant just add myself to the spreadsheet?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yep. So it's not the technical moderation functionality in Teams. This is just an informal role that we're hoping people kind of take on to help make sure that the event stays nice and healthy and that sort of thing. So
okay, that's on my to-do list for this weekend. But okay.
Yeah,
I just assumed she meant actual moderator on a channel, but okay.
Yeah, no, I can understand the confusion. Same term, but overloaded usage. So,
yeah.
But Karen, you've been working on the raffle stuff and some games for like an arcade thing. Is that how's that feeling?
Better. I've been working on SQL a little bit. I think it just puts me about halfway there as far as the raffle goes, because I can sort the database by, or I could do it in Excel too, just to get to choose the raffle. I don't need a lot of data to choose the raffle.
Yep.
I just need either I just need a first and last name.
Yep.
And or a Eventbrite ticket number.
Yep.
Or just the Eventbrite ticket number and then match it to the name.
Yep.
The spreadsheet. The thing that I think in JavaScript, or you can write a program to randomize a number.
Yeah.
So I should be good. And if I fail at that, there's plenty of those little apps on the web that they're kind of free. You just have to put up with a lot of advertising.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that'll work. You know, whatever comes together as far as that goes, we'll end up with a list of people who were in attendance for the day, and we'll get that and make it available so that you'll be able to pick names out of the hat, so to speak, and
Exactly. I promise not to contact any of them.
Aren't you going to contact the winners?
Yeah. Their prize.
Yeah.
As far as the game goes, let me see. As I talked to you earlier, I hadn't really worked. I've been working on the SQL a little bit.
Yep.
And I did get all my leaves up.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries about that. That would be a fun feature, but I do understand there's a lot of challenges involved in that. So if it comes together, that's awesome. If it doesn't, hey, it was fun trying for sure. So
Well, I haven't really spent that much effort on it. I have to confess. I will have more time this weekend because I got all my leaves up. The minutes are done. The house is clean. You can see where my priorities are.
Totally understand. I really do. I mean, yeah, that's half the fun of Code Camp is it's it's really I sort of have been saying this for a few years now. It's sort of like a stone soup. Whatever people can bring to it, it just makes it better for everyone else. So that's how it works, and whatever you got time for is what you can bring, and there's no
And I will work on it this weekend. I have much more time this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I can. Let me see. I was going to share screen. This is the game. Can you see it?
It's popping up now. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. The problem is, I picked out all these little cool pictures of Hampshire. It's the right game. Oh, maybe not. Before I present, let's see. Okay, this is, yeah. You can see the game will run. But well, I'll have to show you I'll have to show you later because I haven't really been focusing on it.
What's like the delivery method for the game? How are attendees going to actually play it?
That's a good question. Okay.
So I think I see it talking about like it's generating HTML5, so it looks like it could maybe be embedded in a web page.
I think so.
That would work great, because then we could pop this onto a page somewhere and make it available in the chat channels, and that would be a blast.
This is the wrong one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is I can't get my images to match onto the page. that I picked out so that you can match the text. So that's what I got stuck on that.
Well, we can definitely take a look at it. Maybe Monday or something like that. If that helps, we'll see if we can help you sort that out and figure out.
Okay, I think this one will work. Let's try this one. Yeah. See, this is what I get, and what I'm supposed to get is one of these images all the way across, and a list of objects here. So you just drag it and drop it.
Stop sharing your screen.
Oh. Can you see it now?
Nope.
Mm.
You had it before.
I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Sometimes it hides a window or something.
not very good at this, I guess. I'm showing it.
Oh, it doesn't seem to be broadcasting to us. So, but so what we've seen so far looks really cool. Looks like looks like you're having fun with it for sure.
Well, thanks. I appreciate your encouragement, but I'm like a little annoyed right now because my screen isn't sharing. So,
What is the gameplay sort of like? Is it like match or is it?
it's a match game, yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Not right.
Not yet. Sometimes there's a lag, but I don't see it yet. I see your image.
Yeah. Yeah, I still see everyone's video.
Oops.
So I think I could almost see it reflecting in your glasses.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hold a mirror up to the.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Go share. There I am. Okay. I want to share this. Well, it's not going to let me share. That figures. That's fine.
All right.
Never mind.
Well,
I don't know if I'll have a game or not.
right. It's okay if it doesn't work out. It's still something to enjoy and have fun with. Just putting it together.
I have a lot of things to do.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'll try and finish the raffle, but I don't think I'll have a game.
Okay. That's fine.
You'll have a story.
Yep.
I won't have a story either.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So Daniel, how you doing with stuff? What you up to for Code Camp and?
I'll be presenting on Terraform infrastructure as code, and basically you can describe your your code, and you can check it into a source control repository, and therefore you can track all your changes. It allows you to tear down and build up your infrastructure quite quickly and easily. You can use it across different cloud platforms such as AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. A lot of companies are using it now. It seems to be really taking off, so it's a great skill to learn. And what I do is I go over the very basics. Basically, it's a 101 to get you started. You come in knowing nothing, and you leave with something. That's my goal.
That's awesome. I actually have been looking forward to, because I've always seen, I suppose that they don't have to be. I kind of tend to look at like Kubernetes and Terraform as being not quite competing, but in a sense, just because you're defining in Terraform your whole environment, the infrastructure, and all that stuff. With Kubernetes, you do a similar thing, but it's much less about the code and much more about the images. So you end up with I suppose could you use Terraform to like build out your Kubernetes images and then produce those, or?
Oh, absolutely. So, you get Terraform the whole Kubernetes cluster and, the YAML files for Kubernetes. And, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, looks like we lost Karen, unfortunately. But that's very cool. I need to spend some time in that session. I really hope that I at least get to catch a recording of it. I'm not sure I'll be able to sneak in for it or not, but if I can, I certainly will. So
I was in his session, Dan. I was in your session at Boston Code Camp, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm going to try to catch your section. I didn't realize Microsoft came up with some other stuff. You mentioned the bicep.
It's real early days. It's in preview. It's not GAs, but they got some stuff.
Time to learn it so you get ahead of the curve, right?
Yep. Very cool. Hey, Nathan, what you got going on?
Oh, well, I don't know. It doesn't really. I'd say it's sort of in the realm of not as useful as all what you guys are going to be talking about. But hey, it's fun, I guess. I'm going to be comparing 4 different parser generators to make your own parser. So I got interested in making parsers, and I kind of ran into little problems with each one. So I ended up trying 4 different ways. And I'm just going to talk about all those different ways of parsing really a language, or else parsing a data file, or parsing anything. It's going to be pretty general stuff. I'll have a specific example. And because there's 4 different ways of doing it, I just this week I started putting together a repo that is going to be for the talk. And I started using this neat thing called Lerna. And it's just a little NPM package. But in the JavaScript world, I guess if you wanted to make a mono repo, and sort of mono repos are getting to be sort of a popular thing. I don't really know if my talk will get heavily into this, because I'm just using it as a little tool to kind of just kind of organize these 4 different little mini repos. And instead of having 4 separate repos, like Git repos or whatever kind of repos you want, it's become popular to kind of like have a mono repo but each little folder can be a different project and might produce a package of some sort. And they can either be all coordinated together so that you can sort of move the version up on all of them, or you can have them independent. But the basic idea is that you're going to have them all together. This is all aside from what I'm actually going to be talking about. You're catching me on what is most fresh in my head about how I'm prepping for this talk.
No, that's awesome.
I'm curious, just like, has anyone you or heard of anything of this idea or used a mono repo before? Just curious.
Not really. I know that, Microsoft, when they publish samples and, of things, they'll have a ton of stuff in a GitHub repo. They'll have, all kinds of different examples of how to use a certain SDK or whatever. And it kind of sounds like what you're talking about. I don't know if it's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
projects and solutions and yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've at work we've been trying to do these micro front ends and microservices and all these micro stuff, and like basically it can come down to such a small component that a button is a micro front end element, or something. It can be that small, and so you could have like hundreds of these repos hanging around in your organization or in your project, and it becomes unmanageable to have them all in separate repos. It requires people have permissions all set up just right to hundreds of repos or something just to build something. So yeah, the mono repo idea, I think it's being used by Facebook and Google, and like all the big companies have sort of centered on this idea. And this little project Lerna is just like, it kind of makes a CLI for you that just lets you just go like, okay, update all projects and publish them all. Like, I really want to publish everything or something. And so it just makes it easy to do a bunch of them at the same time. But yeah, I'll be having 4 different parsers that will explore how they work really kind of briefly, because there's only an hour, but it's going to be a fun hour. And we're going to, at the end, I'll have the advantages and disadvantages of all those different parsers. And yeah, and one of them might spark your interest to kind of write a little parser if you happen to ever need to make a parser, which probably is the big fail of my entire talk, is like very few people might actually need to make a parser.
So what's funny is that and welcome back, Karen. Thank you,
Karen,
thank you for sharing. This is very cool.
Yeah.
But just one quick thought about what you were just saying, Nate. Basically, what I'm getting across the 3 sessions that we've discussed specifically, basically a parser, a set of command line tools, and Terraform to build out an environment. It's kind of all the fixings for a software factory. Which is something that I talked about the last time. We were kind of kicking around ideas like this, but software factory is I haven't seen it used in a long time, but it's still an idea that I would love to get back to someday. Just the idea of building out a domain specific language that sort of unfolds like the little cartoon. You remember like back in the cartoons, they used to have this little looked like a little box with a button on it, and they'd set it down on the ground and press the button. It would just unfold and unfold and unfold into a big building. That's how I always kind of describe software factory, and I could almost see that coming together with these conversations and tool sets.
Well, yeah, Jim, I think you're right. I mean, it's sort of like trying to be like a complete vertical. I think Granite's code camp could be looked at like, perhaps a complete vertical of all software engineering. I mean, like, you actually, maybe it was at the Boston Code Camp, but you gave a talk. Well, didn't you give a talk on like web assembly? I mean, like,
yes. Yep.
Who the heck? I mean, that's the lowest of the low.
No, wait a minute. What are you trying to say here?
it's assembly's great stuff. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You're talking like low level language and all.
That's right,
Yes, yep. Yeah, assembly is a lot of fun. And I saw Joe pop in here too, but Karen, this is looking very cool here. Say, are you? Oh, you're muted.
I managed to get in one image.
that's hopeful.
Yeah, but I can't seem to get the other images in so that you can match the text to the there's text here and it's not quite lined up right, and there's supposed to be images here but they're not showing up. So I can match. You just drag it into it. So, but that's why I'm having a problem. But I've been working on it, and it's improving. Maybe I will have a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least I can share my screen.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's a start.
Yeah, like I said, it definitely looks like you're having fun with it, and you know, there's always a challenge to code. You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been in coding. There's always a challenge somewhere. So working through it and figuring it out is the fun part. So
Exactly. It's not really code. It's more like Sean's Power Apps.
yeah,
Everything's all built in, so you can build something. I think this is the level since I have no background in engineering or math. I have very little background in math. I think but I want to create things and like blogs and stories and things and put them on the web. So I think some things like Power App or games engines probably is the best route for me.
Yep. There's a lot of great stuff to, you know, when you treat computers as a medium for creating stories and that sort of thing. You can end up with great, you know, great user experiences. So
Right, I've been working on Joe told me about OneNote. I've been working on stories in OneNote to put on a blog. So
gotcha. Very cool. And Joe, I see you snuck in here too. How's things going, man? We're getting a little short on time here, but
yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna say what's up, see what's going on.
yeah. I was actually psyched to see we got your profile on the website for the lounge and all that stuff. So
okay, so I updated it, but I don't know if it caught.
Yeah,
I updated my profile picture and everything on Sessionize, but I don't know if you got like the updated picture.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at it. I think that because the session's accepted, it kind of freezes it, and I have to like press a button or something to accept changes or something.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you if you could check that out.
Yes.
Tried to update my profile as I accepted, but I don't think I did it right.
Gotcha.
So yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that and let you know if it needs to be tweaked. I don't know if you saw it, but I was playing around a little bit with the venue page too, and got the images
okay, cool.
On the little venue thing too. But other than that, things are coming along well for the event. Feels like knock on wood that we'll have a fun day on the 14th, and should be a good one.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
So But I suppose we're right about at time. Anybody got anything else before we go? Trying to think if there's any other events that we should plug before. Oh, you know what? One of the big ones coming up between now and Code Camp is I believe .NET Conf, which the hard part I guess is we scheduled Granite State Code Camp literally a full year ago. Before COVID-19, it was originally going to be at Manchester Community College, and even until midsummer, we were still thinking that it might possibly be, might actually be at least a hybrid. We were thinking that there might be an in-person element for Code Camp, but then the school said, nah, or we're expecting that things are gonna, turn a little bit sour again for that, so we're gonna cancel it now preemptively, and probably for the best at this point. Seems like the there's another wave that's building up, might be a little bit stronger even than the first one. So we're kind of feels like we're diving headlong into the next wave for this, but that's the good news, that we're all online, so it'll be good timing for people looking for something to be distracting them from all that. So
did you see that one of the Code Camp speakers, Veronica, is also presenting at .NET Conf?
Yes, actually, that is very cool. Thank you for bringing that up. I wanted to mention it. Yeah, very, very awesome as far as that goes. And Veronica's occasionally popped into this group too. I keep hoping she'll pop in again sometime, but haven't seen her in a month or so. So, but all right. I guess anything else? So again, as far as these code review nightly things, we meet every weeknight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Everybody, if you're into coding and don't mind talking shop, it's a fun time to talk about whatever's going on code wise, and we do talk a lot about the organization of Granite State Code Camp too. So if you want to know what the inside scoop is there, you can hop in and talk to us on other nights as well, when we're not necessarily streaming out to LinkedIn and Facebook and all that stuff. I think we are going to do a live stream next Friday night as well, and I'm really gonna try to push to get some more speakers in to come and plug their sessions for the next day, but it'll be the night before, and probably the closest thing that we have to a speaker dinner of that sort, though we're not going to be able to necessarily share a meal together. But it should be an interesting run. If we don't see you before next Friday, have a great week. If we do catch you between here and there, that would be great too. So thank you all for coming, and I guess we'll catch you later. Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time.
Thank you for coming.